Bro, seriously? In your own pillow. Bums. 3. Day 3. Water not convex proves Earth is not a globe. As we all know, if you pour water into anything, the water is going to take the shape of the container. It never lies. Water never lies. Water will tell you if your surface is flat. Water will not lie to you. It will show you your reflection. It will reflect anyone when they enter the water. Water sends out ripples, right? Water is a telltale sign of many things. And one of those things is that the earth is flat. And water helps us prove that, right? Water always seeks its own level because water is always level. Water cannot be anything but perfectly flat. There is never any convexity to water as would be required by a globular earth. All oceans, seas, and lakes are perfectly level. Indeed, we use the term water level, right, to denote the status of the flat and level water. The very terms we use are based upon water always being flat and level across its length and breadth. It's just dependable. Water is dependable, right? No matter what configuration you pour water into, it is always level. It is an irrefutable physical reality that can be replicated by anyone. Do me a favor, go grab a glass, pour some water in it, and you tell me water is always flat and level. Always. It always finds its level. It is dependable, is reliable, and it is trustworthy and truthful. You can see through water. It doesn't expire. Water is an amazing aspect of what the scriptures talk about when they talk about the invisibilities. For since the creation, what was known by Elohim, he has made it manifest unto man through the works of his hands, through creation. Eric Dubay, in his book, The Flat Earth Conspiracy, quotes an engineer whose job it was to construct canals and railways. The engineer explained that no allowance is made for the supposed curvature of the earth. Why not? Because the earth is flat. Engineer W. Winkler wrote into the Earth Review October in 1893, right, when this information was still widely known and available, regarding the Earth's supposed curvature, stating, "As an engineer of many years' standing, I saw that this absurd allowance is only permitted in school books. Of course. No engineer would dream of allowing anything of the kind. I have projected many miles of railways and many more of canals, and the allowance has not even been thought of, much less allowed for. This allowance for curvature means this, that it is an 8-inch for the first mile of a canal and increasing at the ratio by the square of the distance in miles. Thus, a small navigable canal for boats, say 30 miles long, will have, by the above rule for 8 inches per square mile, an allowance for curvature of 600 feet. Think of that, and then please credit engineers as not being such fools. Nothing of the sort is allowed. We no more think of allowing 600 feet for a line of 30 miles of railway or canal than of wasting our time trying to square the circle. The Suez Canal is just one example that stands as irrefutable proof that the earth is flat. The canal runs for 100 miles. There are no locks in the canal. It is perfectly level for the entire 100 miles. According to the astronomic theory, the middle of the canal would have been 1,666 feet higher than at the other end, whereas the canal is perfectly horizontal for the whole distance. Okay, this is coming from engineers, okay? Engineers who create canals and railways. And as you just heard Mr. Winkler write, there is no such allowance that they even think to consider for their equation when constructing and engineering these canals and railways. The Suez Canal offers such stark proof that the earth is flat. The completion of the Great Ship Canal, which connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Gulf of Suez on the Red Sea, furnishes another instance of entire discrepancy between the theory of the Earth's rotundity and the results of practical engineering. The canal is 100 English statute miles in length and is entirely without locks, so that the water within it is really a continuation of the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea. Robotham modifies the official illustration of the Suez Canal to show a fictional depiction of how the Suez Canal would appear if the Earth were a globe. So here we have the actual depiction. Here's the Mediterranean Sea. Here is the Red Sea. 100 miles. See my pinned post on my page for the drop in miles that there should be. So Robotham goes ahead and modifies the depiction to show you what it should actually be like if the Earth were a globe. Robotham continues with his proof of the flat Earth by explaining the survey of a body of water that is exponentially larger than a Suez Canal. Robotham reveals the actual survey measurements of the floor of the Atlantic Ocean from Valencia, Ireland to Newfoundland, Canada, prior to laying the transatlantic cable. The survey proves beyond any doubt that the Earth is flat. The bed of the Atlantic Ocean from Valencia, which is western coast of Ireland, to Trinity Bay, which is in Newfoundland, as surveyed for the laying of the cable, is another illustration or proof that the surface of the great waters of the Earth is horizontal and not convex, as will be seen by the following diagram. This was published in October 8, 1869 by the Admiralty. CD is a horizontal datum line and AB the surface of the water. Okay, so we have C and D, which is the horizontal datum line, A and B, which is the surface of the water. This distance is 1,665 nautical or 1,942 statute miles. At about 1/3 the distance from A, Newfoundland, the greatest depth is found 2,424 fathoms deep. The next deepest part is 2,400 fathoms deep. At about 2/3 the distance from A towards B, Ireland, while in the center, the depth is less than 1,600 fathoms. Whereas if the water of the Atlantic is convex, the center would stand 628,560 feet, or nearly 120 miles higher than the two stations. So, if Earth was round, this distance would be 628,560 feet, or 120 miles higher than the two stations. Where are the two stations? Two stations. Station 1, Station 2. The middle should be higher than each station. But it's not. It's only 1,600. Robotham puts the final nail in the coffin of the globular Earth fiction by pointing out that the distance that the steamer traveled across the Atlantic Ocean as it laid the cable was approximately 1,665 miles, which is exactly what would be expected if the vessel was traveling in a straight line across the Atlantic Ocean on a flat body of water.